Hollywood, one Survivor's Top Gun was forced into action to help last night's castaways. Plus, how a horse and Mother Nature are about to wreak havoc.
You know what? It gets a lot worse next week. A lot worse.
Paltrow goes solo in Manhattan. Find out who Gwyneth is gushing about.
Oh, my God. She's fantastic.
Then Barbara Walters faces off with 60 Minutes mastermind Don Hewitt.
You really don't like Bill Clinton.
I don't understand Bill Clinton.
Find out how Will Smith's Ali film crew helped save an 8-year-old boy from serious injury.
And on the set for American Pie 2, can it outgross the original?
Crazy glue. Use your imaginations.
This is Access Hollywood for Friday, April the 6th, 2001.
And then there were 6. Hello, everybody. I'm Sean Robinson in for Pat O'Brien.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nancy O'Dell. And last night, Nick, the Harvard law student, got expelled from the Outback. He was portrayed as the slacker survivor. Well, today, while he's not complaining, Nick makes one thing crystal clear. He's not the lazy bum you think he is.
You said you were tired of playing the game and that you weren't having fun anymore. So here's your ticket, Betty.
I think it was a smart thing for them to do, to vote me off if I didn't win immunity. So I knew my time was coming. I was fine with that.
This is how much rice we have left.
Facing a critical food shortage and looking very frail, the Outback appeared to be getting the best of all the survivors, especially Nick.
Today I'm like, oh God, please get me out of here sometime soon.
The situation had gotten so bad that producer Mark Burnett knew he had to step in.
Shelter versus food. It's one or the other.
What Burnett did was have host Jeff Probst trade the survivors only shelter for a fresh supply of rice.
You know, it's not like he gave us, a whole bunch of food and meat or anything. We're still having, rice for dinner, a cup of rice, and so it didn't really help out a whole lot.
When it came time to build a new home, Nick was seen sitting and watching while everyone else worked. This morning, he told us things were not exactly as they appeared.
They showed me sitting down, like tying my shoes and watching everybody else. Meanwhile, like a minute earlier, I'm lugging this huge thing of sand over my back. I was getting branches with everybody else. But, it's fine. I'm not upset about how it was edited. It was accurate, but just really, really exaggerated.
Having already faced what seemed to be the worst the Outback elements can deliver, producer Burnett promises next week it will get worse.
Next week, the flood situation is absolutely a bringer of misery.
And if that's not enough, Burnett has this cryptic message about one survivor in particular.
And let's think, who's still there? Roger. What's a new element next week? Horses. I think that's enough.
Well, now talk about soothsayers. Check out the new issue of Entertainment Weekly. The special Survivor issue features 6 survivors on the cover, but alas, no Nick. Interestingly, the magazine goes to print on Tuesdays, a full 48 hours before the episode aired. CBS told us today EW made a very good guess. Now, handicapping the field, EW also pegs Colby the favorite to win at 3-2 odds. And that issue of Entertainment Weekly is on newsstands Monday. Survivor ratings still strong with nearly 27 million viewers tuning in. That is down about 1 million from a week ago. Also on CBS, CSI had an incredible night with 20.2 million viewers, all the more impressive considering it was a repeat. The news wasn't as bright, though, for NBC's The Weber Show. The all-new episode pulled in 9.7 million viewers following a Friends repeat.
Well, last night in New York, Gwyneth Paltrow hit the red carpet, but she wasn't promoting anything that she did. Nope, this was all about Mom.
I had to bribe them to let me out of my movie early so I could come see my mama.
What Gwyneth wants, Gwyneth gets. The Oscar winner pulled a juggling act while filming her role in her latest project, The Royal Tenenbaums, in New York yesterday. Nothing could keep her from missing opening night of her mom, Blythe Danner's latest Broadway endeavor, Follies.
Leave you? How could I leave you?
To see her on Broadway, especially in a musical, and I'm just thrilled. I feel nervous for her, but I'm excited.
Before the musical even started, Danner's daughter gave Mom rave reviews.
Oh my God, she's an amazing singer. She's fantastic.
If Rosie O'Donnell had still been in the hospital with complications from hand surgery, she would have been there as well. But her band leader, John McDaniel, was there and explained why Joy Behar was brought in as a last-minute replacement on Rosie's show.
She had woken up that morning and it was messed up, and so she just realized she had to get right to the hospital. And I hear she's doing well. She's, hanging in there, I guess.
An accident near the set of Will Smith's Ali tops our Hollywood headlines. The movie was filming in a ballroom at Miami's famous Fontainebleau Hilton Hotel when 8-year-old guest Nicholas Patulski got his foot caught in an escalator Wednesday.
When I got to the top, my foot got stuck under, and then I started screaming. And
Will Smith was not on the set, but Jamie Foxx and director Michael Mann were among those who ran to the boy's rescue.
The people shooting the movie over there tried to push it back, and then they took a crowbar and then they opened up the little teeth where the steps go under.
I just think what could have happened, and I'm just so grateful that people were there to help him, and it had a happy ending.
A big payday on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. The show delivers a 1-2 punch of winners next week. First, someone will walk away with the biggest jackpot ever, over $2 million. Then, somebody else strikes it rich. That's according to Stu Bloomberg, the co-chairman of ABC Entertainment.
Somebody's going to win the largest amount ever on television. And then, during the same week, there's a $1 million winner.
And millionaire fever spreads to Walt Disney World. Regis, along with Mickey, of course, helped to launch the theme park version of the game show. It will be played 10 times a day. The grand prize is a trip to New York to meet Regis and to see a taping of the real game show.
Well, straight ahead, how gross will American Pie 2 get? We're on the set. Plus, is Johnny Depp's new movie worth watching? Our critic picks. And 60 Minutes top producer on his feud with the Clintons.
It's the only White House that nobody from 60 Minutes was ever invited to.
That is next. But first, Access Info, concert delays for NSYNC. The boy band's blowout summer tour is such a spectacle, they postponed opening night in Miami by 6 days. The official kickoff now, May 18th in Jacksonville, Florida. Access Hollywood brought to you by McDonald's. We love to see you smile.
That's My Bush, the show from South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone, airing on Comedy Central, set a Comedy Central record with 2.9 million viewers. That's the highest rated premiere ever for the network, topping The Man Show, which had 2.8 million. And after 5 years and almost 20 time slot changes, say goodbye to NBC's Third Rock from the Sun. The show's finale will be May 22nd. Well, January 26, 1992, then candidate Bill Clinton appeared on 60 Minutes with wife Hillary denying an affair with Jennifer Flowers. It was a testy interview, to say the least. The Clintons have never appeared on the show again. Now, tonight on 2020, 60 Minutes executive producer Don Hewitt sits down with Barbara Walters and explains why the Clintons blacklisted the news magazine.
You really don't like Bill Clinton.
I don't understand Bill Clinton. He was a mystery to me that night. He's a mystery to me today.
You said that Hillary Clinton was furious with you throughout her husband's presidency.
Absolutely.
And they'd never come on. Why?
Well, I think it's because I tried to throw Carville out of the control room that night, who was sitting in there.
James Carville, the night of that first interview.
Sobbing, making noise. Oh, I love these people. They are so... I said, well, somebody please shut this guy the blank up or get him the hell out of here.
You kicked James Carville out of the control room, and Hillary has not spoken to you since.
We are persona non grata. This is the only White House that nobody from 60 Minutes was ever invited to.
You propose that in the future there be one single network newscast.
I would pool the evening news because it's 3 networks saying the exact same thing every night at 7 o'clock. Some people like Brokaw, some people like Jennings, some people like Rather. If you can pool a White House news conference, if you can pool a debate, why can't you pool the evening news?
What happened to these 3 stars?
They work on it. This week, Rather would be the anchor. Jennings and Brokaw would be out doing stories. They would be 3 big, giant names in television who didn't just sit behind a desk.
Ooh, you think that's going to happen?
I think they're probably going to tell me exactly what they told me when I suggested we have a show called 60 Minutes. It's a lousy idea.
2020 airs tonight at 10 on ABC. On the single sales chart, 63,000 copies. And Case comes in at number 3 with Missing You, selling 57,000 copies. For additional chart information, you may log on to Billboard.com.
So it didn't take long for Eden's Crush to make an impression on the charts. Well, tonight, see how the group put it all together with the season finale of Pop Stars. Well, this is it. After 3 months and 13 episodes, the final curtain comes down on the WB's Pop Stars with the girls' very first concert, taped in Hollywood last month.
It's something that we've all been waiting for. It's something that we've been working toward.
The reality series focused around the formation of a girl group, now known as Eden's Crush. From a photo shoot for the current YM magazine to the big concert, cameras followed them around for nearly 6 months, which was cut down to a half-hour show every Friday night.
Half an hour out of a whole week is a snippet of what we're experiencing, and hopefully they get a good sense of who we are.
This summer, the girls will head out on their first tour, opening for NSYNC. But first, you can catch the season finale of Pop Stars tonight at 8:30 on the WB. Well, you can read much more about Eden's Crush in YM Magazine with Mandy Moore on the cover. That hits newsstands on Tuesday. And also on Tuesday, if you're interested in the reasons why Hugh Grant and Liz Hurley broke up, well, you can check out the new Talk magazine.
It's a busy weekend of TV up ahead. Look for golf to dominate. The final 2 rounds of the Masters tee off Saturday at 3:30 Eastern and Sunday at 4 on CBS as Tiger Woods goes for his 4th straight major. Meantime, Saturday night, 2 words, The Boss. HBO has Bruce Springsteen in concert at 9 p.m. And later that night, Alec Baldwin hosts an all-new Saturday Night Live. That's nothing new for Alec. It will be his 9th time hosting SNL. That still trails Steve Martin, though, who holds the record, hosting 13 times.
And coming up on the set for American Pie 2, plus who made the list young Hollywood is clawing to get on, and a drug drama or a fairy tale. Our critic picks this weekend's top movie. Sean.
But first, Nancy, tonight's staggering stat. Everyone knows that Julia Roberts is some Hollywood heavyweight. But get this, the Oscar winner is taking it to the next level in her new movie, America's Sweethearts. Julia reportedly sports a 190-pound fat suit in the film. And here's how Miss Roberts just may look.
What exactly does it feel like?
Warm apple pie.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, it was the runaway gross-out hit of the summer of '99. Well, now the gang is all back for another slice of American Pie as they push the envelope even further, if you can believe it, at where else? Band camp.
One time at band camp?
It was perhaps the most memorable line in American Pie.
Because this one time at band camp?
And now for the sequel, American Pie 2, you will get to see band camp. We were on the set as Jason Biggs and Allison Hannigan filmed a scene that, you guessed it, takes place one time at band camp. That is really Jason playing the trombone. Big deal. Sounds terrible, right? Well, that's the idea.
They didn't have to give me any lessons to suck because I just naturally suck.
What Jason did have to do was pack on a few pounds.
Yeah, the result is this. Basically, see, it hasn't come here, you know, so my face still looks thinner than the first time around. But everything that I've been eating has gone right to my tummy. So I got a little Buddha belly going on.
Can we then say that American Pie 2 will be bigger and bawdier than the first?
There's a lot more shock value, I think, to this one than the first one, if that's possible.
You can count on my parents, Jim's parents, catching him in another compromising position.
And one other thing.
Crazy glue. Use your imaginations.
We can only imagine. Well, Jason Biggs and the rest of the kids are back when American Pie 2 hits theaters August the 10th. Sean.
Well, Nancy, this weekend, a full slate of new movies for you. A drug drama, a fairy tale, a kid's flick. What do you see? Well, let our critic help.
It's a big weekend for films, and the box office is starting to pick up heading towards summer. Blow is the adult movie of the weekend.
Where did you get this stuff? Colombia.
I can't feel my face.
Anyone who liked Boogie Nights is going to like this. It's a date movie as well. It's definitely adult. Just Visiting is comedic. It's fun, it's fantasy, and it also is somewhat historical.
What is it, Master?
Clean water.
Pokemon 3, 3 words, Pikachu, Pikachu, Pikachu. This is the family film of the weekend. This is the third in a series, and in fact, I think it's the best story of the 3. I think the best movie of the weekend is going to be Along Came a Spider.
This is a message.
What's the message?
I'm ruthless.
3 adjectives: suspenseful, surprising, satisfying. And even people who think they know that they've known every mystery and they can predict, you will be shocked. Number 1, Along Came a Spider. Number 2, Spy Kids Still Strong. Number 3, Pokemon 3. Number 4, Just Visiting. And number 5, Blow.
Oops, she did it again. Teen queen Britney Spears is once again one of Teen People's hottest 25 stars under 25. She's one of 15 music makers on the list. Others include Destiny's Child, newcomer Irish-born R&B singer Samantha Moomba, and NSYNC's JC Chasez, who snagged the coveted cover along with Cisco and Pink.
I hate to say it, pop's going nowhere. We're going to be here for a long time. We're going to keep it right in your face.
While music seems to be what's hot, young Hollywood is not forgotten. Dark Angels Jessica Alba, Kate Hudson, and Julia Stiles all made the cut, as did American Pie sweetie Sean William Scott.
I was like, I'm going to be the old guy in this whole group because I'm 24. I'm going to be 25 in about a year, but I thought it was so great.
Yet tied for the oldest are Freddie Prinze Jr., Cisco, and Tara Reid, who are all 25. And country singer Billy Gilman is the youngest at 12. This issue of Teen People hits newsstands today.
On Monday, Mariah Carey signed a huge deal, a 4-album contract with Virgin Records, reportedly worth $80 million. That could be one of the largest recording deals ever.
Half of us in this room today already have the time bomb of Alzheimer's disease ticking in our brain.
On Tuesday, Washington, D.C. went Hollywood, as Frasier's David Hyde Pierce addressed a Senate panel to appeal for more federal funding for Alzheimer's research. Rockers Don Henley and Alanis Morissette also talked about cash in D.C., this time from online entertainment companies like Napster.
We are very concerned about fair compensation.
On Wednesday, Temptation Island cast-offs Waitasi and Tahid held a press conference to explain the defamation of character lawsuit they filed against the show's producers and Fox for claiming they lied about having a child together.
Do you feel you were ambushed?
I believe, yes, absolutely.
Our Katie.
And Thursday on the Today Show, Katie Couric celebrated her 10th anniversary on the show. And coming up in our moment, David Spade, a fighter? Not a chance. That's straight ahead. But first, tonight's quote of the day comes from Warren Beatty, who was seen in what looked like a heated conversation with former President Bill Clinton at last week's Knicks-Lakers game. Beatty tells Fox News, quote, "It was an interesting and energetic conversation. We had a good talk. Maybe it appeared otherwise because we couldn't be heard on TV," end quote.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, just after Thanksgiving, David Spade was allegedly attacked by his assistant, Skippy Malloy. In tonight's moment, Spade makes light of the situation with Dave.
What was the deal with you and your assistant and the stun gun? Did that actually happen? Did part of that happen? Did none of that happen?
It was just a joke that went too far.
Is that right?
I just thought it would be funny to call 911. No, it was, I was like, this isn't our usual hang, you know? It's like you always think if you get in a fight, you'd be like, I'll be all puffed up, like, what's up, you know? And then I was like,
Well, info to the end. Brian McKnight, Donna Summer, and Stevie Wonder will all perform at the Rock and Soul to erase MS.
Good night, everybody. On the next Access Hollywood, that's Tom Green in his latest wild movie called Freddie Got Fingered. Now, that's not Freddie, that's Freddie's dad. Tom will also talk about whether he is or isn't married yet to Drew and about their dog, which saved their lives during the fire which destroyed their house. Then we hit the speedway for Stallone's new movie, Driven. Tony Potts goes one-on-one with Sly. Plus, how the Spy Kids' mom, Carla Gugino, is in the middle of a major movie controversy. That's it for tonight. Good night, everybody.